tell us about your background and how you went about specializing in helping veterans.
I was in the Marine Corps, active duty, on the enlisted side from 2002 to 2007, deployed to OIF, to Iraq, and did that. I was a government employee for a period of time, a contractor, and then I got into real estate. I've always focused on the military in one way or another. It's what I know, what I love. The bond is there. And that's the fortunate part. Although we're always coming and going from one duty station to the next or getting out, veterans, unfortunately, from the military, they're not very well served when they get out. Mm-hmm. And that transition getting out is really complex and really complicated. And the military unfortunately doesn't set you up for success. Mm. The resources, they try to put resources in place, but it's really hard to engage and to make that next step, make that leap. So
yeah, the resources are to train you, right? They're really focused on what you do while you're in the military, which is extremely important. And first and foremost, thank you for your service. Definitely appreciate that. I appreciate everything you've done and your tour especially, right? And it's like, well, they have a job to do, and it's really for you to be ready for Iraq. It's ready,
right?
It's for save lives and especially your own life, right? And but you're right. A lot of the people that get out, they don't tell them about life, right? And it's business, and it's finances, and guess what? Schools don't do a great job of that either. I mean, personal finance, is that ever going to be a class? I swear to goodness, right? That we need that to happen. It's like people just don't know about finances, credit cards, getting around in life, how to build relationships. That's really none of it's actually taught anywhere.
I completely agree, and some people might frown at me for saying this, but the military, it's just an extension of mom and dad. Mm. They literally, you've got these young 17, 18-year-old, kids going into the military, and the military is telling you what to wear, where to be, at what
time to get up,
giving you food at the chow hall, at the cafeteria, and they're telling you exactly what to do and every step of the way. So unfortunately, if someone gets out and they do one enlistment or 3 or 4, they have no idea what to do in the civilian world. And that's tough. And that's something that I always wanted to ensure now, owning my small real estate team that's all veterans, by the way. I wanted to focus on that demographic to make sure I can help provide the resources and the opportunities that they need to be made aware of.
Yeah, I love that. So I understand that some big changes happened when you took Event Mastery, but I want to talk about before that time. What were you doing to build your veteran-centered business before Event Mastery?
Great question. And to be honest, the first year and a half in real estate, I've been in real estate for over 7 years now, but the first year and a half, I was on my own at a different brokerage, kind of doing my own thing. And at that time, I didn't have the niche. I didn't focus solely on the military. I mean, I work with everybody now, but the primary focus is military and veterans, right?
Well, what you discover is veterans refer people who are non-veterans. What do you do? You go serve them. That's what you do. So, but the niche is the foundation, so I love that. And, when you're first in the business, the first 18 months, you're kind of trying to find yourself, it's like, man, where the hell is the contract? So I totally get it. And so what did you start to discover, after your first year and a half in the business?
I tried the cold calling. And I love door knocking, by the way, but I tried all the typical real estate ways to get leads. I even did those platforms where you would buy leads, and none of that stuff panned out. And it wasn't me. I'm pretty outgoing. Sometimes I'm an introvert, but I'm pretty outgoing. So I want to be out there talking with people. And the best way, you always say this, the best way to do that is reaching out, connecting with them for a reason, whether it's a life event or making them aware about an event, and so forth. There's so many reasons to reach out and pick up the phone and call them. And prior to Event Mastery and prior to the last couple of years, I was just kind of all over the place, to be frank. And I feel like I did everything, and some of it worked Open houses worked, door knocking worked, but I hated the cold calling.
Yeah.
It wasn't my cup of tea. So honestly, I tried a lot, but it wasn't very, very successful.
Well, you tried a lot and you were moderately successful, right? And
Yes.
I think that's what happened to a majority of real estate agents, and especially as they're newer in the business. And some of them never get out of that. They never get the guidance that they need or the coaching that they need. And this is and it's not even one of the questions that we sent, but I'm genuinely curious is, how did you come to be in Gen? Like, how did you become part of the generosity generation? Do you remember what triggered that?
So I have a good friend, Sherry Harrington.
Oh, wow. Okay. A guest on Referrals podcast about a month ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So even before that, I first did event mastery, I believe in November of last year.
Okay.
Maybe it was 2 years ago, but she ended up referring you and your company and your organization. And I'm like, you know what? Let me check it out. Like, honestly, I'm not an event planner. I'm scared of events.
That's right. That's right. I get it.
But I made it happen. And getting veterans together specifically, any veteran wants a beer and wants some valuable knowledge that you can drop on them, they're going to be there. There's that warm connection. There's that bond. And being a veteran and connecting with other vets, it's a win-win.